Hello and welcome back to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry and this is Blue. This is Monday Quilt Chat, where we chat about all the quilty things in my world and Blue's world and the world in general. So Blue was here wanting to get up here and say hi. He just came in from a walkabout. He visits the neighbor and sometimes he gets a TREAT. And then she sends him back over and he comes right back. He's such a good boy. You're a good boy, aren't you? Look at that humility he's showing. You know you're a good boy, don't you? See, I'm as good gets. I am a good boy. Yes. Can you say hi to all the people? Everybody likes to see you and watch your expressions on your face as I talk, just in case I say one of those wonderful words you like to hear. To get him to come back in, because sometimes he wants me to go sit on the porch for a while before he comes back in. So to get him to come in, I had to say, "Who's here? Who's here? Who's here?" He doesn't seem to be getting too excited right at the moment, but usually he goes, "Woof, woof. Who's here? Woof." You're making a liar out of me. You're making a liar out of me right now. You just want to be nice and sweet for all the peoples, don't you? Well, say goodbye. Say goodbye, and we'll get down to the quilt business. Okay? He growled a little bit. Not growl, just a little grumble. Okay, sit down. Have a seat. Lay down. Lay down, take your nap, Bubba. He's something else, that one. What have I been doing this weekend? This is what we do on Mondays. We come off of Friday all charged up for a weekend project, and then we come back and see what we did. What I did, anyway. I hope you got something out as well, if you could. It was a beautiful weekend. I planted my flowers. Oh, I wish I would have taken some pictures for you. Maybe I'll take some for next week or sometime this week. I didn't get them. I got all out that I have, but I need a few more. I have a several tiered iron thing out here on the porch that needs some impatiens in it. I haven't found any. Well, I only went to one place the other day, and they had some, but they didn't look great, so I think I'll try to find some more somewhere else and put in there. It's about the only thing I can grow in that because it's in the shade, and impatiens love the shade more than they do the sun. But I have two pots out here, concrete pots, that I put some they are impatiens, but they are a different kind. They're bigger. What are they called? New Guinea impatiens, something like that. And then they have those sharp, long leaves instead of the little round leaves. And I planted the little miniature petunias. They have a different name, but I planted I planted 3 pots of that. And I put the spike in and the vinca vine, so that'll fill out a little more as summer goes on, so I'm going to be enjoying those. And one of my eyes is running. I'm not crying, I promise, but for some reason this eye is watering up, and I think it's just all the pollen. There's so much pollen. Thankfully, I don't get the suffering of seasonal allergies that a lot of people do, just very slightly, but I think something did get in my eye while I was out and about outside. So anyway, it felt good to get that done. The roofers are done with the roofing, but they're coming back tomorrow to put the gutters on. So soon we'll have everything wrapped up around here as far as those maintenance projects go. But there's always something to do when you own property. If you've ever had a house or land or property or whatever, it's just constant. There's no end to it. There's always something you want to do. You save money for it, you do it, and by the time that's done, you've got something else lined up. So that's just the way it is. I think that's the way God meant for things to be. Is, you know, we have, well, actually I kind of know that that's what he meant for us to be, is to be here and take care of the earth and live in it and make it produce, and, you know, just live off of it and just keep changing and making things. We're creators too, made in his image. So yeah, it just keeps us going. It's not that there's ever really an end to all of that stuff, because we really do enjoy it. So here's what I did. The pick and mix, if you didn't see Wednesday's video, go back and watch the beginning of our sew along from the American Patchwork and Quilting magazine of June 2025. And I got all of my cutting done. That's all I have to do for this week. Of course, I'm working a little bit ahead of you, but not yet this week. I haven't. So here are all my cut pieces. Everything is cut out and ready to go. So you have until next Friday to get that done if you're participating. This week's video on Wednesday will be showing putting the blocks together, those center, they said the corner sections and the side pieces, which basically is the block. So the center colorful part. So that'll be fun, but we'll have to get all of them done that following week, starting this coming Friday. So I'll be getting a little bit of a head start on that so I can make the video. I'll make a few blocks for the video and then continue working on it until I get that part done the following Friday, and so on and so forth. So the other thing that I did is, well, this is mostly what I did on Saturday. That cutting I did on Friday, finished it up, and then Saturday I went into the Pieceful baskets, the finishing. So here's what the finishing looks like. So I have all my Pieceful baskets blocks, right? And then I have to do all that work in between. And I say all that work, even though it looks pretty simple, that's a lot of work. I did a lot of it. Here it is a little bit closer up. You can kind of see how that these become little stars right here. So I'm working on that. I have my two outer pieces constructed for the top and the bottom. And then I have all of these, which is the center of the stars. And that's just one of the fabrics in Adele in Summer. And then I've already used some of these on those upper and lower pieces, but the flying geese for the stars. So my stars will be yellow and green. So they'll really pop out, I think. And then this part right here, I don't have these done. I was just getting ready to sit down and finish these up. So I have these, and I have one more square to put on for stitch and flips for this. So there's 31 of these. That's an odd number, isn't it? Here's the part for that right there. So I'm making those, and they go on the sides, all around the outsides and the inside. So yeah, it's a lot more work than you think, you know. I feel like some of these finishing kits, especially from the Fat Quarter Shop, they're quite involved. They really are. Remember I don't remember what year it was, the Mystery Sew-Along, Designer Mystery Sew-Along, which is getting ready to start again soon, and I'm participating this year. I didn't last year. It was 2023, I think, or 2022, I don't know. The blue one with the Camille Ross Kelly. It had a very, very Nantucket Summer, is what it was called, the fabric. It had a very comprehensive finishing to it. Lots and lots of big stars and log cabin stuff, a lot of stuff. So that's what I'm working on right now, is the Pieceful baskets finishing. But they make wonderful quilts. I mean, it's what I like. And I didn't do last year's because it was those houses. I like houses, but they're not my super favorite. Not the kind that they were doing. And it was mostly, I thought it looked kind of plain for all the work that went into it. I don't know, some of you are probably doing that one. How have you felt about that? Have you enjoyed it? I might regret it when I see them all done. Probably I could go out on the Facebook group or website or something and see some finished ones. But the other thing that gives me a little bit of hesitation in doing it every year is because it's not really a unique quilt to me. You know, everybody else that participated has that quilt too. So I don't know. There's something about that too that I don't know. I'm just weird like that. But sometimes I like them and I want to participate. This year is a bloom, and I think it's going to be a lot of variation in blocks, and that's Corey Yoder's new fabric line that she has out. I like Corey Yoder's stuff. It's a little bit on the cutesy side more than I like, but I always love her colors that she uses, and the fact that she puts those beigey grays in there. I like that. Now, some people just take those out and they don't even use those. Those are the ones I like the most. That's what really pulls all those colors together for me. But anyway, I thought I would enjoy this one, so I'm on that bandwagon, and I'll be starting on that in June, I think. But you know, it's a block a month, so one block a month. It goes on for a year. It's not that hard to pull off, and at the end, you got this wonderful, beautiful quilt. I think that's all I did. I didn't do any cleaning or scrap processing or anything like that, or organizing. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you something we've done. And if you watch Mark's channel, you might notice this. I'm not sure if it's in the camera angle that he has or not, but you know those big rolls of batting that you use for long arm quilting? A lot of people hang those, or they put them on a pole underneath their long arm, or, you know, there's different ways to store that besides just putting it in a corner like I've been doing, or shifting it around on the floor and letting it stand where it stands. He put up some curtain rods. I think it's actually a shower curtain rod with some brackets, and he put 2 of those up so that I can have white and off-white batting up on it's just kind of above the big open area there that goes into the dining room. So you might notice that in one of his videos if you go over there and look. I don't know if it shows up or not, but that's new. And then he's also ordered one of those husky tables that are 45 by 54, something like that, and it's on wheels, and when I pull the batting down, I can cut it right on that table. So that's going to be very convenient. And then also he's going to use it as a cutting table when he's in there, so he can stand and cut. He doesn't have much room to cut. I've told him many times he could come up here and cut on my table, but he doesn't. He does it right there beside the sewing machine, which, you know, a lot of people don't have a lot of room for a big cutting area. You have your maybe 24 by 36 mat, or even smaller, and that's all the room you have, and you just make do. And that's what he's been doing. But I think he'll enjoy having a space to do cutting standing rather than sitting. He uses the Martelli cutter when he's sitting. He says that works really well for sitting. When he's standing, he uses the other one. So if you ever see him switching back and forth between those, that's why. You'll note that he's either standing or sitting with one or the other. So that's some new stuff that happened over the weekend. And I think that's it. Busy as always. We are busy people. We're into a lot of stuff. I guess we could talk about some recent acquisitions. Now, I have to admit right off the bat that the no-buy is not going well. I haven't totally blown it out the water type of purchasing, but I have purchased a couple of things recently, and that was from Sewell. They got me on those kits in Alaska, those laser cut kits. I got one of those. I got one of the lesser expensive ones. It was $59, but then they started their drawing again, and this time it's going to be $1,000 gift cards, which are, there's going to be like 5 of them, I think. So if you have one of those, if you buy the bundle and you have one of those in there, yeah. So I got a 5-yard coordinated bundle, but you'll be seeing that. I don't have that yet. I just wanted to admit right up front that I blew it. I blew it with that purchase, but I haven't bought anything else since May 5th. Remember, it goes May 5th through June 5th. So I could extend it. What day was that? That was yesterday. What was that? The 17th. It was Saturday the 17th. I could just switch it from the 17th to the 17th, but I don't want to punish myself that bad. So yeah, I blew it, but I'm gonna try real hard up until June 5th to not do anything else, but we slip up sometimes, don't we? Now, before that, I had bought a few things that finally came in. Now, I told you about the denim and daisies that I had to get to finish that Jolly Bar Day thing, and I wanted to show you. These were the 2 pieces that I got. I've already cut my binding for it, and then here was the backing that I got for it, the 3.5 yards. So I had gotten that, and I'm kind of glad I went ahead and did that because I got a chance to use my Sew Sampler Box mystery coupon. And so mine was a free stash and store with a $40 purchase. So I used that and I got a stash and store. And it's the Marina color that I like so well. So if you don't know what a stash and store is, I know I showed it to you one time out of my little basket back here because I put these in the bottom of that basket. I might give this one to Mark because he needs a bigger one. He's got a small one. Yeah, this is Kimberly's color. So this is her color. It's a little bit, it's not quite aqua. It's a little darker than aqua, maybe. I don't know. She's calling it Marina. Kind of a Caribbean blue, I guess. But a big one. This is a big one. So this was probably worth, I don't know, $10, $12. And I got it for free for that order. So I used my coupon. Now I can throw that away. That's it as far as things I bought myself. And then some of you sent me some things. Let's see. I haven't tried this yet. Earlene sent me this. Thank you, Earlene. I was gonna do kind of like a little demo with it, but I think I'll save that till next week to show how to use it because I'm not sure myself how to use it. I brought it up here to do it on camera for you, but the directions look a little bit complicated. I'm sure it's easy to use once you read these, but I didn't want to take the time to read it and do it while you were waiting on me. This is the dome threaded needle case, and it neatly stores away threaded needles. And Earlene knew I needed this because you probably heard me say I'm doing these huge hand sewn bindings for the fair quilts. So that's what I'm going to use it for, and it's going to come in really handy. And I need to get my needles threaded and get them in here so that I can sit down and get that knocked out. So thank you, Earlene, for that. Now, Lisa sent Mark and I something, and I don't know if any of you have one of these. It's called a... Whoops, came out. It's called a Seams Flat Pressing Bar by Maywood Studio. And hold on a second, let me go pick it up. It is on a solid piece of wood, and it sits like this. You use the top here. It has wool on top of it, and this is for pressing open seams. And I'm assuming that Lisa has noticed that Mark and I press our seams open most of the time. It's funny, I was looking at his blocks for his new sew-along, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. They were so flat and so nice and perfect and measured out exactly right and everything. He loves that. And he said he used this, and he said it helped. It helped a lot. So I'm gonna show you how to use this. I've got one for me, and he's got one for him for his area. So thank you, Lisa, for thinking of us in that way. That's one less, going back and forth that we need to do. So let me set the camera up to where you can see me use this. Okay, I have my little mat thing here. I've got a little seamed piece here, just as a practice piece. And some of you were asking, what is that Mark is using to open this? He doesn't have any fingernails, so he uses the tip of a lead pencil to open his. Most of us use our fingernails, right? But you can just take this and lay that on there like that, and it just really opens it up nice. Very nice. There you go. So I think it does help. I think it keeps it, when you're down here like this, you're kind of trying to get in there to get it open, and this really does put it at the angle that it needs to be. And Mark's blocks were really, really flat when he did his. This is great. And I'm not using any sort of product, no starch, no water, no steam from my iron, nothing. And it does a perfectly good job. The wool will pull more heat in from the iron and hold it versus just a regular iron cover. So there you go. Okay, so nice, right? Yeah. Seams Flat Pressing Bar. If I can find a link somewhere, I'll put that in the description box, and you can get yourself one. It is New Zealand wool, all natural, and it comes in many sizes. I would say this is probably... No, it doesn't. It says place the Seams Flat Pressing Bar on a wool ironing mat. Available in 5 sizes. Lay the fabric seam side up and press. Yeah, that's what I did. So, yeah, maybe it does come in many sizes. This one's 17 3/4 inches. So, just a little short of 18 inches. So, if you got a big, long 18-inch block, you could get the majority of it on one fell swoop there. So, thank you so much, Lisa, for that. And then I mentioned Friday that Donna sent me another wonderful kit, and I'm going to show you the pattern out of it. Check that out. This is one of those Mariner's Compass types of patterns. Isn't that amazing? What if I make that? I am going to make it. Not what if. I don't know when, but she sent the entire kit. And not only that, the ruler. I didn't even know you needed a ruler for Mariner's Compass. I've never made one. So this is going to be an adventure. Thank you, Donna. That's so nice of you. And it's all in the tarnished star Tim Holtz stuff. So very, very excited about that. I'm not sure when I'm going to start it, because, I told you I have things going on this summer. It might be an early fall start, which would be good. And I'd like to have it ready for the fair next year. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Let's see, what else can we get into right now? So we have a quilt, and I feel like I've seen this quilt. I'll put a picture here. I feel like I've seen this in Paducah, like it's been a recent year, and I think it does say on here, because I was reading it one day. Okay, this is a 34 by 38, and it's called Freddie. So this thing is Freddie. It's a blue heron. It says living on a river. It's by Pam Seberg of Kenmore, Washington. It says living on a river near Seattle, Pam often sees blue herons on her dock. And since they bring her delight, she always has her camera ready to capture them. In creating the quilt, she used applique, fabric painting, and thread painting. Not only has the quilt been shown at AQS Quilt Week, but Pam's garden has also made an appearance in Better Homes and Gardens. Wow, she must have a really cool place, right? So I remember this, and I remember liking it, and I really love the kind of wood grain. I'm not sure what you would call that type of quilting in the background, but that bird is all thread painting. It's just tons and tons and tons and tons of stitches and the colors needed to create the shading and the colors on the bird and on the green areas as well, the plants and the decking and all of that stuff. So very artistic Pam Seberg of Kenmore, Washington. So yeah, another inspiration. That quilt kit I told you that got me, that Soya was selling from their Alaska store the other day, is it's laser cut, and it has that, I forget what it's called, but it's some sort of adhesive that if you iron it on, once you iron the pieces down, it will not come up. You don't even have to sew it if you don't want to, which I probably will. But I thought about, wouldn't that be a good one to try to do on the long arm, free-handed? I might try that. The one I got was the bears in the trees. It was like a long one like this. I don't know how big it was, but probably at least a yard long, maybe 45 inches long, and yay high. And it was just bears walking in front of some trees. It looked the simplest to me. And it's the one I liked. I mean, I love all those sea creatures that are in Alaska, but I like bears better because we have bears closer to here than we do those sea creatures. So I picked that one up, and we'll see what I can do with that in an artistic way. But Pam is definitely the artist here. I think that's what's going on this weekend and this week. I'm going to get started on that video for you for Wednesday. We're getting started on our pick and mix blocks. That'll be fun. We're going to be putting a big dent in our project this week. So hang on for that video on Wednesday, and you will have starting Friday until the next Friday to get yours done. But if you've got all your cutting done, feel free to go ahead. But all you people out there who are Speedy Gonzalez and just do the quilt in a couple of days, you can go ahead and do that too. No, it's okay. And on a Facebook group too, put your stuff on there that you're doing, your progress. A lot of you did put your fabric choices and your cutting and all of that out there for us to see, and that was exciting. And also go over to the American Patchwork and Quilting Facebook group as well. I'll try to put a link in there. I'm so bad about putting links, I know. I'll try to put that out there too, so that you can go to their Facebook group and just post the same post. Just share it over there. I think you can do that. As long as it doesn't have a link in it, in your post, then I think you can just copy share your post to another group, I think. I'm so not versed in some of this technology we have. So I'm going to make that, and then I have an outside appointment on Tuesday. I will have some time to do some sewing, but a lot of the day will be taken up there, so I'm hoping to get Wednesday's video clips done today, Monday, and finish up on Tuesday and get that video out for you on Wednesday. And then we'll be back on Friday for Finish It Friday. In the meantime, I do not have my Riley Block Challenge block done for last week on Tuesday, so I may try to do that somewhere in between here. Maybe it may end up on Thursday, and then I'll have this Tuesday's block to do. But that one's starting to wind up some, so I need to keep on that. And other than that, I would like to put something on the long arm this week and keep catching up on some things that I have over there to do. And yeah, always plenty to do. I love it, don't you? I just love it. All right, we will be back here on Wednesday, as I said, and until then, make sure you're sewing a little something every day. Take 10-15 minutes. Make yourself do it. If you're out of sojo right now and you need to, fill back up again, fill up your sojo tank, just go in there for 10-15 minutes. Put a timer on it and make yourself leave after that 15 minutes. And before long, it'll come right back to you. It's a little bit of a chore at first, but it'll come back, and you'll be in there every day without fighting yourself over it. All right, we will see you soon, and have a great week. Bye.